Search AutoTrader.
It's a little bit hard to believe that Isuzu has been making vehicles in South Africa longer than what I've been alive. 42 years. I mean, that's an amazing haul. And they're made locally in the Eastern Cape, in Gqeberha. We're now driving the 7th generation Isuzu D-Max, and it was, of course, formerly known as the KB, and it was a very popular vehicle. I say was because for the longest time now, both Toyota and Ford have trumped them in sales figures, and they've had a little bit of a rocky history, what with GM departing the country and all. But they are here, and there's a massive multi-million-dollar investment going into the plant to ensure that the D-Max lives on for the foreseeable future. In this new 7th generation D-Max, you get no fewer than 24 variations. The one we have here is an LS model and is round about the middle of the range. You get L, LS, LSE, V-Cross. You've got 5 different trim levels, 3 different body styles, a choice of 4x2 or 4x4, 2 engine choices, and of course, manual or automatic. The one we have here is an LS 4x2 automatic double cab. Like I said, really middle of the range. You're not going to get some of the niceties, things like bi-LED headlamps and the driver assistance systems that you get on the V-Cross model, but you are still getting that same aggressive styling. And I love what they've done. They've reprofiled the headlights here and given a combination fog lamp and indicators down in the lower sections of the bumper. This grille, very aggressive, and it has that sort of fangy look to it, which I really like. Down the side, well, you're going to get step sills and a set of 17-inch alloy wheels. LSE and V-Cross models get 18-inch alloy wheels. Around the back, a very aggressive design to the tailgate and a new bumper that incorporates a deeper step, allowing you to get up to the bin a little easier. And you're going to need it because the bin is actually 30 mils taller, well, deeper, than the outgoing 6th generation. It's also 15 millimeters longer. Overall, the whole vehicle is actually longer and wider, but it sits 10 mils lower. And this translates into interior space. So you get more shoulder room, particularly at the rear, where the seats have been moved out by 20 millimeters to provide a little more shoulder room for broader individuals. They've also moved the B-pillar forward a little bit and made those rear doors a little bit longer. That means that it's easier to get in and out of the back of the D-Max double cab. The backrest of the rear seats has also been raked a little bit, and this makes it an overall more comfortable experience for rear seat passengers. But they haven't forgotten about the people up front. No, you are going to get more space up front. They've given the driver's seat more adjustment, so you can get it rather low. It's very comfortable as well. They've taken the steering wheel and they've made it a little bit smaller, so it's a little more like an SUV or a car. And then they've given it a telescoping function. It's not something that you often find on a bucky, a double cab, is a telescoping steering wheel. And that means that you can get a really comfortable driving position that feels like an SUV or a large sedan. One of the big draw cards for the new 7th generation D-Max was the driver assistance systems that they'd included in the package. Unfortunately, that is only available on the V-Cross model and not this LS model. We are going to get cruise control, but it's not adaptive cruise control, and we don't have lane departure warning or lane keep assist. What we do get is ABS with EBD as well as brake assist, and trust me, you can actually really feel that work. It really works exceptionally well. You're going to get 7 airbags across the range, with the V-Cross getting 8 airbags, so it's pretty safe as well. Standard equipment also includes either a 7-inch or a 9-inch touchscreen infotainment system. The LS model has the 7-inch version, and sadly it's a little bit laggy. The resolution's not the greatest, and it's a little frustrating to use. But it does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So if you're accustomed to tethering your phone, then that's no worries. You're going to be using your phone's interface most of the time anyway. The LS model also doesn't have climate control. It does have aircon, but it's not climate control. Double cab models do get air vents at the back so that the passengers can stay nice and cool as well. One of the big changes for the 7th generation D-Max is the discontinuation of the 2.5 litre engine. It has been replaced by a 1.9 litre DDI engine, and before you scoff at that, hear me out. It makes 110 kilowatts and 350 newton meters. That means that it's 10 kilowatts and 30 newton meters stronger than that 2.5 that you all love. It's got a couple more savings as well, because you're going to save at the pump. They say, Isuzu, that on the combined cycle, you can get 7.3 litres per 100 kilometres, which gives you an effective range of 1,041 litres. But in the real world, that number's of course a little bit off. That said, it's really not bad. This combination, the 1.9 DDI engine and the 6-speed automatic gearbox sending power to the rear wheels, actually likes traffic. Sitting, tootling in traffic backwards and forwards, stop, start, and I've watched the fuel consumption actually drop. It's nowhere near that 7.3 claim, but you'll get 8.9 or 9.1 out of it, and that's really not bad, especially when you compare it to the 11s that you were getting out of that 2.5. Now, you can still get that 2.5, but it's going to be in a 6th generation chassis and body shell, because they're making the 6th generation alongside this 7th generation. But it's geared towards fleets and construction and utilitarian purposes, so it's really stripped out and you don't get the creature comforts. Now, while you save at the pumps, you are going to sacrifice in a few other places, and that comes in the form of towing. The payload is still 1,095 kilograms, and the unbraked towing is still 750 kilograms. But the braked towing is a little bit down at 2,100 kilograms, 2.1 tons. If you go for the 140 kilowatt 3-litre engine in this D-Max, then it's a different story. But with the 1.9, it's limited to 2,100 kilograms. But for most customers, that's going to be perfect. That's going to be ideal. This new 7th generation Isuzu D-Max in 1.9 4x2 double cab LS trim is going to set you back 537,500 Rand. It's a fair whack of change, but it's actually not terribly priced when you consider where the opposition is placing themselves. You are going to get a 5-year 120,000 kilometer warranty and a 5-year 90,000 kilometer service plan. It still feels like an Isuzu. There's a little bit of an agricultural hint to it. It's not quite as refined and luxury SUV like the Hiluxes and Rangers. But that has, of course, as I said, always been part of the appeal of an Isuzu. I think that Isuzu diehards are going to revel in the way that this 7th generation has grown and matured, and all the equipment that is on offer, of course, if you're prepared to spend. I would highly recommend that you check out the 7th generation Isuzu D-Max, even if it is just in LS trim. You'll be pleasantly surprised with the way that it drives and how it goes about business. But I want to thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this review. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on all our social media channels. And finally, don't forget to search AutoTrader.
Don't sell your car for less than you deserve. Rather, get an instant offer in seconds. Only AutoTrader ensures your offer is in line with live market prices. So if you want the best selling experience, search for the brand you can trust. Search AutoTrader.